think that's why, and maybe you can even speak on this, why community matters so much, and surrounding yourself with people that can support you and be that smile when you're having a hard time, or be that encouragement when you don't have the
Or,
words to
or
encourage.
remind you. That's the thing. You have to have people that remind you. Like Rick reminds me. This is all within you, right? Like, look in the mirror. It's got, they can have the smile, but you also have to have it too. So it's just a reminder to have these people around you that are going to be like, sometimes they're like coaches or friends or colleagues, but you have to remind yourself that it's within you. It's you versus you. And if you don't recognize it, you're never going to change. Never. Because you're going to go to the same friend who you're going to start becoming dependent on. They're going to make you happy, but you realize it's within you. And all of those powers that you have. That's why I love this book. It's being able to conquer your own world.
Yeah. Something you said that struck a chord with me is you have to learn to love yourself. This is something that is really hard for many to do when they're mad at their bodies. Is they have a hard time, or they can't achieve or they struggle achieving certain goals because of physical limitations. And so it's that anger and that grief, which is valid
Yeah.
when you're going through those things. That's a valid thing to walk through when you're in pain, and it's hard to love yourself and it's hard to love your body. How do we kind of how do we climb out of that mentality? Because I'm sure, Rick, you've experienced this with athletes who are upset that they can't reach a certain goal, or they're struggling to reach a certain goal, or maybe an injury that happens and they're frustrated. I feel this. Okay, I'm just speaking for myself as someone who gets hurt a lot. It's frustrating, and it's you can be angry, and how to not live in that anger, but reframe that mindset. How do you do that? And how do you do that as a coach? And how do you do that with the science backing it?
Well, first off, I love this question because as I sit here today, back in May, I tore a tendon in my plantar plate in the right foot. Okay? I got an MRI. Okay? I tore the tendon. There was capsulitis underneath. It was swollen. Okay? And so kind of had to go into a boot. And the guy said, okay, the best thing is you can't stand for at least 2 months. See, and I teach 50 hours a week on a tennis court, and I've been standing out in the sun since age 22. I'm like a lizard. I've been out there for so long, you know? And so when he said, you can't stand for 2 months, I kind of said, I can't stand you, you know? I'm going, what is this? So here's the problem. And Niv has helped me a lot with this
Oh,
too, with the boot and all this stuff. And here we are almost November, and I still have the problem because uh, I probably didn't listen the way that I should have. I know
Right.
other people would have, but I didn't. I just wanted to keep going. But to answer the question, okay, other than a boot, I never even told anybody if they have a boot on, they're going to notice and say, what? And I tell them. But I never talk about it. I don't complain about it. I actually try harder to do more in other areas, okay, because it's me against Mr. Plantar Plate Tear. That's the way I've framed up my mind. And I also look at it like it could be worse. You know, it could be worse, especially as you get older.